Everybody. Uh, Welcome to Trust Your Gut with Tanya. I am Tanya Abatello, a functional nutrition strategist, and it looks like my video is a little wonky, so I hope I'm coming across okay. Hi, Julianne. Nice to see you. I'm here today to let you guys know I'm coming clean on something. When I put together my stuff for a podcast, I have a process. And I think being on the autism spectrum, I get a little OCD about my process. So what ends up happening is I have to do it that way all the time. And so what I do usually, the process is I think about what I want to talk about, and I never run out of things to talk about. It's not like I ran out of something to talk about this week. What I do is I figure out what I want to talk about. I write down some notes. I throw a little bit of research in there. I write around the different things that I'm looking for. And then I put it together, do my podcast, take all of that, and then I structure it so that it can go into a companion. I'm not doing a companion for this. This is just going to be a live because I'm here to let you know that you really should not let perfect be the enemy of good enough. And this is where I'm at this week. I may just wait until next week to do what I planned on doing this week. And I had a pretty cool concept of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs also corresponding with the chakra system. I've noticed this for years since I learned about the chakra system. I knew about Maslow's hierarchy of needs years and years and years ago in college and stuff. And I thought, gee, that's interesting. They kind of sort of almost follow the same progression, which is pretty cool. And I love that. But there is information that I want to make sure is accurate. I want it to be interesting for you to read as well, because I understand that sometimes people don't necessarily want to just sit through a whole video, right? So this is the whole thing leading up to why am I not doing it this week? I just can't. I had what I think was yet another bout of COVID a couple weeks ago, and it's really annoying because it doesn't even matter whether it was COVID or not. The bottom line is I had a run-in with a virus. And one of the things that happens to me, somebody who has, and I'm not really even sure, I haven't even been formally diagnosed with anything. I know I have an autoimmune disorder. These are the things that happen to me. When I go through that particular virus, whatever it was, I get a flare up in my thumbs and wrists. This time I got a new thing. I got another thing added, which is tennis elbow. So that's starting to burn now. The one that I had originally when I first got COVID and was trying to recuperate from that was Achilles tendonitis. So I'm on the lookout for that one. Another really curious thing that's happened also, in addition to the weird, like, I don't know, pain in general, is that like if I sit too long and things get stiff and they hurt, I have fatigue. I've got brain fog. I'm experiencing something that I've been a little dizzy too. I'm scattered. I've got ADHD for me is transient. I don't have ADHD. Like, I don't want to walk around and go, yeah, I have ADHD, because for me, and again, this is all me, like it could be you too. But for me, what happens is I get like, just right now, I'm having that moment. It's like, what the heck was I going to say? And here's the other thing. I have these strange things all happening at the same time. I am also postmenopausal, but I'm postmenopausal by a few years. And when I have one of these viral flare-up things that happens, my hot flashes increase, my insomnia increases. I had a hard time sleeping last night for no reason at all. I've found interventions that have definitely helped me. I've spoken a lot about lithium orotate. Yes, it's wonderful. Right now, I'm continuing to take it, but right now, it's not really working for me the way that I would like it to. I'm still in this phase of recovery that's happening post whatever it was I had. And there are autoimmune disorders that get kicked off by a virus. And I think that's one of the reasons why I get these weird flare ups. I will probably be trying to get myself properly diagnosed by a rheumatologist. I will go through that process and be ridiculously transparent with you guys and what that's like. Because whereas I am somebody that helps you to solve your problems, I have to also solve my problems. And that's actually the reason why I'm doing this. I solve my problems first. I figure out all of the factors involved. And if it aligns with you, I can help you solve your problem too. So, that's what's going on with me today. I really wished I could have put the thing together. I've been trying. I really tried hard. But I'm not going to push myself because I'm doing lots of things. I teach a couple different classes at a local yoga studio. I'm working on putting together a workshop and a longer program for that. I'm going to be doing some little local talks in a little tea room in my town. I have my regular things that I have to do today with, you know, laundry, dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. This is an old house. We're working on updating it. And my husband said to me, "You are getting a dishwasher. This is ridiculous how much time you take to do the dishes." And because I'm in pain and I do not take anything for my pain because it is a transient thing. I'm not like sitting here right now in pain. It hurts when I do things, which is really annoying because I like to do things, you know? So what I do is I recognize when this stuff happens, and I feel very blessed that I am able to do this. I take it easy. I slow down. Of course, taking it easy is also, I'm going to make dinner tonight. I have several loads of laundry going. I stripped the bed. I've got a pot of bone broth going on the stove. I'm doing this, talking to you guys. But taking it easy means doing the things I can do and not trying to force myself to do the things that I can't do. Another thing that I noticed that's really interesting that's happening to me now is I'm retaining water. And even when I go totally low carb lately, it's not mattering. I am still holding on to water. It could have something to do with drinking electrolytes too much and my particular type of body. That is a thing that can happen, guys. If you are doing electrolytes, it's possible that you are taking too much of them or you're doing it too frequently. And I mean, I'm retaining water. I have been stuck at this weight that I'm at. And I'm trying to find my rhythm for fasting as well. And what I did was, because I'm postmenopausal, the program that I'm working on is how to fast cyclically according to the phases of the moon. And it's coming up in September, but I'm going through several months of it or a couple months of it myself before I go ahead and present this to everybody. And I recognized today, I thought I was going to do a long fast. Nope, this is not the week for that. This explains some things too. If you're postmenopausal and you kind of feel off and you really don't know why, it might have something to do with the fact that you're in that phase leading up to the new moon, which is the beginning of the cycle, which means that I'm technically in the PMS phase right now. And I can feel it. It's mind-blowing to me. Discovering that I still have a cycle while I'm postmenopausal has been one of the most mind-blowing things, because as I explained in a previous podcast, my mother had done me this wonderful service of charting my menstrual cycle when I was a teenager, so that when I knew what was happening and what was coming at me, it was just, oh, well, you're just getting your period. It was just so much easier to handle these things and to live my life around it. And so without getting my period now and being postmenopausal, I'm like, okay, well, where the heck am I? Well, let's follow the phases of the moon. And there's some controversy. I've been looking into this. There's sources that say, oh, no, it's a bunch of bunk. We've done a bunch of studies. It doesn't really prove it, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. What doesn't prove it is modern women in the modern world. And one of the problems that we have as modern women in the modern world is we have all of this artificial light. Artificial light has done us a great disservice to our natural circadian rhythm. And when you are sensitive to light at night and you're not having these other competing things like a screen or LED lighting or things like that, then the light of the moon adjusts your body. And that has been proven. And it has in years past, in times past. They've done studies. There's animals that you can, look to, studies on animals. I know we're not animals, but still, there is proof. We have a gland in the middle of our brain, the pineal gland, also associated with a third eye, associated with vision. It is literally the gland that converts your serotonin to melatonin to help you sleep. So depending on how much light you're getting, it will switch like that for you. These things, the melatonin and the serotonin, actually help to guide your hormonal fluctuations as a woman. And this is one of the reasons why women are associated with the cycles of the moon. It's just always been a thing. And this is why I even found some like really silly cultural references within the Italian American Sicilian folklore. Now there's the C'è la luna mezza mare, right? Okay, that's Lazy Mary. Now the actual words in the song, and this I found fascinating, was that C'è la luna mezza mare means, hey, the moon's in the middle of the ocean. And I think what the point of it was is that there was the full moon, and during the full moon is when women are ovulating. And the song is about how she needs to find a husband. And I think it's because she's itchy, even though they've kind of changed the lyrics over because it's very suggestive. The song is like, it is about, it's about being horny. And so what they've done was they kind of changed it so she won't get out of bed and they need the sheets for the table. This is how poor these people are. This is my people were dirt poor. They couldn't even afford a tablecloth. They had to make the girl get out of bed so they could take the bed sheet and put it on the table as a tablecloth, right? So this I found fascinating. Another one, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore, right? It's the full moon. It's right. The moon hits your eye. That's ovulation. So we could say, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's ovulation. That's another great t-shirt idea. So even though I'm in that phase, and many of you, I think, in my audience are as well, you can still use that as the fluctuation of hormones in your body because you still have them. It's not like we don't have anything left. Although I got some of my results back and it was really disheartening to see that I have almost no freaking estrogen whatsoever. But you know what? We're not supposed to have it. There's a good reason why we don't have it now. I'm going to get into that more in the program that I have put together. But we really should not be doing things to mess with hormones. Hormones are a very delicate balance. And even now, what I'm experiencing with this post-viral thing in the midst of my PMS, I was grumpy, miserable, depressed, angry. I'm like, gee, and now it makes sense to me. So I've gotten my cycle back by following the moon. And I put together a whole calendar for that explains when the different phases are, when the different phases of the cycle correspond, and how you should be living your life around those particular times, because you're not supposed to fast hard when you're in a PMS mode, and you're supposed to be eating more carbs and things like that. This is why we crave, chocolate, the magnesium, the sugar, the carbs, the sweet potatoes, things like that. I had one of my favorite breakfasts because I was going to do a big fast and said, I'm not in that place. I made a nice bowl of quinoa which I love. I'm like addicted to quinoa. It's higher in protein, higher in fiber. It's just an all around good alternative to oatmeal, lower glycemic index, more, again, it's got more oomph to it. And I put blueberries, pistachios, coconut milk, a little stevia, and it's amazing. It's an absolutely delicious breakfast. So, but I was craving that. And that's why. And I wanted to listen to my body. I mean, after all, the name of my whole podcast is Trust Your Gut, right? Trusting your gut isn't necessarily about your gut health. It's about listening to your body and following the rhythms of your body. But if we could do things like decode what's actually happening based on lunar cycles and things like that. I mean, this is the point. Whether it's true or not doesn't even matter. The bottom line is women's bodies are used to cycling. As a result, our bodies are so used to still doing different things, doing different exercises at different times of the month, eating different foods at different times of the month, doing different fasting cycles at different times of the month, doing different activities, even the brain fog and things like that. I think one of the things that might be happening with some women is that they think they have brain fog all the time, when the reality is that it may be just a cyclical natural progression that's happening, because after all, we're still cycling. So I want you to give yourself some love here, and don't beat yourself up, because after all, you should be able to be paying attention to something or focusing on something or whatever. And what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Your body is working as advertised. Now, all of that being said, I still get hot flashes. That tells me something's out of whack. I'm in the midst of reading The Menopause Reset by Dr. Mindy Pelz. She's been kind of like the guru du jour for me. And I go all in on people when I start hearing what they have to say about things. And I love her style, and she's where I got all of this information from. I've taken it another step in my own direction, because that's what I do with everything. But one of the things that she was saying, again, here goes my brain. I'm like, what was she saying about menopause? Case in point, right? The hot flashes and your hormones being out of whack. She's talking about being, like you need to detox, and that maybe you have heavy metals or there's endocrine disruptors and things like that. Now, twice a year, I run the Equinox Detox. This is my signature detox program that I run. And we go through the paces of doing all the things. And I've been doing this now, I don't know, I think I've done it 6 times now. And I would hate to think that I am still harboring anything that is majorly toxic that's causing me issues. It may have more to do with my liver function than anything, because I have that annoying MTHFR gene, which causes metabolic things to not, it doesn't work properly, right? We're not metabolizing vitamins properly. There's so many things coming at us from so many different directions in this world. And staying on top of everything is a full-time freaking job. I am proof of that, because this is my full-time job. And yet it's still a struggle for me. But this is what I want you to take away from this conversation. I do not want you to feel defeated in any way by any of this. There's so many things to try. And very slowly, systematically, carefully, taking these things one at a time and seeing what works for you. That's all that we can do. The exciting part about it is learning about yourself. This is the time to do that. If you are especially in a menopausal state and you're empty nest, you don't have kids to worry about, although you're going to have the parents to worry about, maybe, or maybe you don't have to anymore. It's time for you to figure you out finally. You don't have this pesky menstrual cycle, which actually, I miss in some ways, because it was a regular monthly clean out for me. I would always feel great after my period. So this is why one of the other things that I do too is lymphatic drainage tapping. I have a class that I do where we're doing, it's like a nervous system reset, and we work our way up through the spine, get the cerebral spinal fluid moving, like I explained in the last podcast about how Kundalini yoga does this. And we get into lymphatic drainage tapping, where we get all of that stuff moving because it needs to move. I mean, you can kind of even see right now what I said about I'm lymphatically congested. I got to just go and just do the tapping right now. But I've got it in here. I'm a little baggy. I'm a little puffy, you know. And again, I know maybe compared to other people, I'm not or whatever. But for me, and this is what I'm saying, I can see it in my face. I can see it in my body, my thighs, my knees. My knees have disappeared. I'm like, what's going on with me? So that's what's going on with me. And I wanted to come on here and just tell you guys what's going on, and that I'm going to give it the old college try tomorrow to get my podcast episode for this week that I had planned out to you. If not, this is it. And you know what? It's good enough. I'm happy with it. I would love to just come on here periodically and just riff, because I like doing that. I like talking. Clearly. I would like very much for there to be more conversation, and hopefully soon, as my subscriptions increase and people start watching me more, we'll get some questions and things going in the chat, and some more interaction. And I'll be hosting people on this podcast as well. I'm working on lining up some really amazing people to talk to, so that you don't have to just sit here and listen to me go on for 25, 30 minutes. So I'm going to end it there, and I'm just going to send it, as my son says. And I will take the clips it gives me and send them out during the week and talk about all these things. It's really interesting when you go and you just say, without any kind of script or whatever, what comes out, and how it gets organized. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys next time I pop up here. In the meantime, in between time, let's talk on Substack. I'll be getting out there, writing my notes every darn day and interacting with you guys. So bye-bye, and have a sparkling day.